Howdy, folks, and welcome to Local Lives, part of the EBPL Podcast Network. I'm your host, Chris Wilcox, and on this podcast, we invite members of our community to share their stories and their talents. To start, we are focusing on musicians who will be performing as part of this year's Summer Acoustic Monday Series. This week's guest is Tommy Strazza. Welcome, Tommy.
Hi, thanks for having me.
How did you end up in East Brunswick?
We moved to East Brunswick when I was about 5 and lived here for a very long time. But in that time, my folks got divorced, lived in different locations within East Brunswick. And then 7 years later, they got married again and are still married. But in that time, I lived all over East Brunswick. I was on Branton Drive, Whitehall Road, Corona Road, Tall Oaks Drive, Lenape Lane, Cranberry Road, Austin Drive, Derby Lane. I lived on several locations throughout East Brunswick throughout my entire life.
It sounds like you're very familiar with East Brunswick.
Between that and when I first got out of college, I also delivered pizza for Teresa's, which eventually became Rita's Italian Ices on Riders Lane. That was that building. So I delivered pizza for 3 years too. So I really know East Brunswick like the back of my head. And I could tell you every shortcut everywhere. So I'm pretty qualified as an East Brunswick guy, I think.
What is your genre of music and how are you inspired to perform?
Well, my genre of music is a pretty wide spectrum because I started out as a guitar player, an electric guitar player for like the first 7 years of my musical development. And I really focused on being a guitarist. And then after going to Berklee College of Music and getting my butt handed to me by some of the greatest musicians on the planet, I realized, okay, there are other guys that can impersonate the great guitar players far better than me. I better find my own voice. And that's when I also became a singer-songwriter. So I am everything from a solo acoustic singer-songwriter to a fairly aggressive rock and roll guitar player, electric guitar player as well. So if I had to give myself a genre, which I hate doing, I like to cross genre. I like guys like Jimi Hendrix, who did a little bit of everything, or other diverse artists like that. Jeff Buckley, I think, was another one. I call myself like rock and roll singer-songwriter. So, yeah.
Sounds like you don't really want to box yourself in any one area.
Never. Prince is my favorite musician. I do as he did, except I can't dance like that. I tried it hurt.
Well, today you'll be sharing the song 3-Lane Highway. Could you tell us a little bit more about the song?
I was one of the people that during quarantine, I lived alone. And anybody that had to live alone through quarantine knows that there were some very challenging and taxing days on your mental health. And fortunately for me, I have a lot to do to keep myself occupied, whether it's writing, playing music. Fortunately, a lot of friends and I would have Zoom meetings just to keep each other company. One thing I would do just to pass the time is get in my car and just drive up and down Route 1 late at night. And I came up with the music part of it a while back. And I'm sure you've gotten this many times before with other songwriters. They have all their voice recordings on their phone of any musical ideas. And I was literally just scrolling up and down musical ideas. And I was doing this while driving, like at home. And I found a piece of music that I had written and I'd forgotten about. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I just listened to it on repeat. And I listened to it in the car late at night. Usually I would go driving Sunday night. I'd watch as much football as I could withstand and get in the car about 9, 10 o'clock at night. Route 1 would be empty on a Sunday. And I would just drive up and down the highway. Sometimes I'd go grocery shopping because Wegmans was open late. But things like that, just to keep myself occupied. And I would just listen to this piece of music and start singing over it in the car by myself. And that's kind of how it came about. And it came from a very real place because being alone and not really having much human contact for over a year, isolation is a very dangerous thing, whether you do it voluntary or involuntary. In my case, it was involuntary. It can be a very dangerous thing. And if you're not strong enough to get through it, that's where trouble shows up. So that's kind of where it came from. I kind of gave you a pretty heavy answer to a pretty simple question, but that's the story.
Well, thank you for sharing the story. We do appreciate it. And now let's play the song 3-Lane Highway.
53. Not another soul inside. I'm tired of waiting till it's late enough to call an early night. Yes, I'll drive around Stephen King Ghost Town. Oh, two headlights, broken white lights, move real fast when I hit the gas. They roll over and over and over and straight away, straight away. Three-lane highway, take me anywhere. Three-lane highway, take me anywhere but here. Three-lane highway, take me anywhere. Anywhere but here. Anywhere but here. Living alone has its pros and cons. Now the pros have gone away. I put my hand on the screen, hoping she don't see. My hand tried to touch her face, scroll till my eyes feel like they're gonna go blind. Pictures they roll like lines on the road. They roll over and over and over and straight away, straight away. Three-lane highway, take me anywhere. Three-lane highway, take me anywhere but here.
So Tommy, where can we listen to more of your music?
The most recent things that I've been recording are on Bandcamp. It is tommystrazza.bandcamp.com, or just go to bandcamp.com and search my name, Tommy Strazza, Strazza. So that's my more recent things. And I have a few things up on Spotify, but nothing in a couple of years. I've been using Bandcamp because they've been very artist friendly through the pandemic. The Bandcamp has a thing where the first Friday of every month, they waive all of their fees and they give the artist all of the money. If you put something out or, you have anything up on Bandcamp that people purchase. So I would release a single every couple of months on what they call Bandcamp Friday. They're really awesome.
We know you will be performing as part of the Summer Acoustic Monday Series on Monday, June 27th, but where else can we see you perform?
Thursday, June 23rd, performing at Pino's in Highland Park. Friday, June 24th, I'll be at JR's from 7 to 10 in Ford's. And on July 2nd, I'll be at Pattenberg House in Asbury, not Asbury Park, Asbury, New Jersey, at a place called Pattenberg House with my 3-piece band, the Strazza Casters. So
very important distinction, Asbury versus Asbury Park.
They're very different, but both pretty cool.
And where can people follow you online?
My Instagram is at Tommy Strazza. Just my name, one word, TOMMYSTRAZZA. I have a TommyStrazza.com website. And you can also follow me on Facebook, and TikTok is Tommy Strazza Music.
We'll be sure to visit you over there. Thank you again for joining us on Local Lives. We look forward to seeing you on June 27th.
Looking forward to it myself.
Many thanks to Melissa Hosick for producing this podcast. For more episodes of this and other podcasts on the EBPL Podcast Network, visit ebpl.org/podcasts or wherever you find podcasts.